Pensions. Most of us want to earn and then receive fully paid pensions on time. For several years, pensions have been under attack. Today, workers put more in and are promised less. The number one reason for this is businesses want to maximize their profits. Profits are revenues minus expenses. Pensions are an expense of doing business. By lowering expenses, profits should grow. When the economy is great with full employment, fewer workers are available. If a business must compete to hire more workers, offering a pension might entice a worker to join that company. Businesses exist to maximize profits, not to hire workers and offer pensions. So they minimize hiring workers and minimize their pay and benefits. It is obvious if you want a pension, you also want a continuously robust and growing economy. Since the middle 1960s, our economy has had longer and more severe downturns compared to our upturns. Just the opposite of what is needed. Do companies pay for pensions? Stupid question. Of course they do. Not so fast. Maybe they do, but can it be they don't? If employers provide pensions, they put money into their pension fund. Where did they get the money to do so? It came from some source of revenue. One source of pension funds comes from the same place as the revenue. Often it comes from selling something to a customer. It can come from other sources such as gains on stock transactions. Sometimes workers make contributions from their pay. What about a company that puts cash in a pension fund on behalf of employees? Where did that money come from? The easiest example to understand is a company that sells products and/or services to customers. Money for pensions comes from the company revenues, which comes from their business operations, in most cases, but not all, consumers. Before we go on, how does a business decide to hire a new worker? Would you hire a worker if the revenue they generate isn't enough to cover Social Security taxes for both the worker and the company? If you do, your company won't exist for very long. Companies must consider all expenses involved before hiring another worker. These expenses include company-funded pensions, workers' compensation, wages, benefits, perks, etc. Therefore, pensions funded by the company on behalf of the employee come from the revenue generated by the worker. Pension funds contributed by the worker come from that same revenue source. All pension expenses, company or worker, are generated from the same revenue. As a result, worker take-home pay should always be reduced by the total expenses involved with that worker, else a company loss would occur. Thus, companies do not pay for pensions, but workers do by generating enough revenue for the company, whatever that revenue source may be. Most work 60 to 80,000 hours to earn a pension. The company, or in the case of Social Security, the government, has promised you monthly payments, and you based your decision when to retire on those promises. Yet pensions are often cut, not fully paid on time, and the result is a declining quality of life for the pensioner. It doesn't matter what the law says, what a constitution says, or what an employer promised. The reality is, if the pension fund cannot pay all annuitants on time and in full, pension benefits will be cut. What has changed over the years to cause these cuts? Several things. Pension funding is based on several assumptions while real life has changed. Life expectancy has increased quickly. Longer living pensioners was not planned for. The number of workers for each retiree has decreased sharply. Many more companies have both existed and gone belly up, and our economy no longer functions nearly as well as previously. Since life expectancy is likely to increase, retirement age should be indexed to life expectancy. This would help restore the number of workers for each retiree to a number closer to where it was 50 years ago and eliminate the ever increasing need to raise pension contributions from workers while decreasing pension benefits. Companies in the middle 1960s were protected by import quotas and import taxes from unfair foreign competition. The result was a vibrant middle class. Businesses earned reasonable profits, less socialized spending, and more opportunity. People came from all over the world to be educated here and then stayed here to experience a better quality of life than they would have by returning home. The USA did it the right way. Instead of helping other countries do it the right way, over the years we chose to become more like those other countries. We know the results, and they are disastrous for tens of millions of U.S. families. Today, companies utilize exploited foreign labor, which destroys our economy. We have fewer taxpayers, more socialized spending, an unstable economy, more poverty, fewer pensions with fewer benefits, and we continue to spiral downward. The COWR project provides the framework to improve our economy so we will have mostly full employment, profitable businesses, fair wages, and an improving quality of life for tens of millions of U.S. families. Do you want pensions to exist, for them to be fully funded and paid in full and on time? Then we must change how we operate. The COWR project tells us what and how to change. The COWR project being fully implemented gives us the best chance to have fully paid pensions on time. Support the COWR project. Many pensions today are worth more than $3,000 a month or $36,000 a year. If such a pension were cut by 33%, that would be $1,000 a month cut, or $120,000 over 10 years and $240,000 over 20 years. The impact for each pensioner will vary. You paid for your pension, so now work as hard as you did to earn it to protect it. You, you and your significant other, or you and your family deserve no less. The choices are clear. Don't join the CARA project. Don't work to get the CARA project implemented. Don't support the CARA project, and you will likely continue to lose many dollars to pension cuts you work to earn, or become part of the solution by joining, working for, and supporting the CARA project. Please view our fair taxation, our fair pay, and or our tax cut videos. Then you will know our project is the best plan for our economic health and vitality.